how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the review for Survivor Series on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We're your Canadian-based WWE podcast that reviews and discusses about the WWE and No Holds Barred on anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter, join in the conversation and by tweeting at No Holds Barred WP, as well as follow and listen to all previous episodes of the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. We are everywhere for your listening enjoyment and wherever is easier and convenient for you to listen to us. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and here doing the review on my own today. I'm without my co-host, Corporate Cappy. He is back in school, so I'll be doing the review alone for you guys. I would review TakeOver Toronto, as me and Corporate Cappy did go to both events, as in TakeOver and Survivor Series this weekend. Hell of a weekend. Definitely something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And as you'll see, we're going to have a vlog out. It should be either out right now at the same time doing this podcast, or it should be out a little bit after. So if it's out a little bit after, stay tuned for that. But I don't think I need to do a TakeOver review, just solely because it was awesome from start to finish, as you guys seen. Or if you haven't seen, I can't believe, if you haven't seen TakeOver Toronto, go back and see, especially the Gargano and Ciampa match, or Ciampa. That was match of the night for sure. They stole the show. Definitely going to be one of the matches of the year for NXT, 100%. I guess some of the things I can take away from TakeOver. If you guys do remember, in the middle of the Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode match, there was a "Fix the Apron" chant. I'm telling you right now, you can believe me, or you can choose not to believe us. Corporate Cappy started that chant up in our section, the 300s. It caught on with our entire section, and eventually most of the arena was chanting. I went back and looked at it up on the network, and you can hear it clearly. That's because the apron that wasn't facing the TV side fell down, and we were just being goons. Yeah, a lot of people gave it flack for taking it away from the match, but it was just an experience. We were goons, it's gonna happen. It was awesome. I loved how the arena joined into whatever, and the best part about that was they had a ring crew go underneath the ring and hold the apron up the entire match until the end, because I seen him come out after the match. I'm like, wow, that is dedication right there. That's why WWE has the best ring crew in the world. When you see shit like that happen, that's just incredible. I couldn't believe it. And speaking of Dillinger and Roode, Ty Dillinger, if he wasn't already over enough from this weekend, he's extremely over now. Not even in the Roode Ty Dillinger match, but throughout the night, every time there was people outside the ring, and the referee had to do a count, or if two people were lying on the mat in the middle of the ring, you know how the referee does his 10 count? Every count, the crowd would say 10. It was unreal, and they did it for Survivor Series too. That's how over Ty Dillinger is. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, it's because it's Canada. He lives there. He's basically an hour. He born an hour away from Toronto." So you know what? Still, if he wasn't over enough, this definitely sent him over the top. And that match was unreal. Dillinger, Roode, again, Gargano and Ciampa put up match of the night with the Revival. Seeing Mickie James wrestle again was awesome, even though we knew what was going to happen. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic match was okay. I mean, it was all right. The Authors of Pain won, whatever. I love the TM61 spot with that stanchion. That was pretty cool. And the big shocker of the night was when Samoa Joe won. I really thought Nakamura was going to retain. That's nuts how now Samoa Joe is the first ever two-time NXT champion. So good on Joe, and basically sent the crowd home happy. That was the most shocking ending I've ever seen. It was awesome. TakeOver is well done from start to finish, as I said. So let's get into the Survivor Series review. Me and Corporate Cappy missed the first pre-show. That it was a cruiserweight match because we were getting food. I mean, we were freaking starving. We didn't go to that Korean grill house, as you'll see in the vlog beforehand for Survivor Series. So we went and got some popcorn at the stand. The lines are long, whatever. So we missed that cruiserweight match. But we got there in time to see Luke Harper and Kane. And Kane's pyro off the stage scared the crap out of us, because at that time that Kane's pyro on the stage went off, if you guys haven't seen Kane's entrance live, it's loud as hell. It's fucking loud. Me and Cappy were just about to sit down in our seats, and it went off, and I almost dropped my popcorn everywhere. It scared the living shit out of me. But it was awesome. I guess, I don't know if I can say it was awesome. Luke Harper versus Kane, whatever. It's definitely pre-show material. Kane ends up winning anyways, and we get the corner pyro too. That was pretty cool. Definitely could feel the heat from anywhere in that arena. It's awesome. So we get into the main card. They started out with the women's elimination match. I didn't think that was going to be opening the show, so that was interesting. Nia Jax looked dominant throughout that entire match. Unreal. That chick just barreling over everyone. Like I was saying with a bunch of goons in the crowd there, the wall of Nia Jax. It was crazy. I couldn't believe how dominant she looked. The crowd was really behind Sasha though throughout this entire match. From what I was hearing, I don't know what they did I don't know what you could hear on TV, but a lot of Sasha chants. Shocking eliminations in this match for Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. I know Corporate Cappy wasn't too happy. Go take a look at his reaction in the vlog. I didn't think that I thought for sure they would be in the last two. Beforehand of the match, they showed Nikki Bella's entrance, and we were wondering why it was taking so long for her to come out. Then they showed backstage Nikki Bella got hurt, and it was obviously going to be Natty because Natty was right there, and Natty replaces Nikki Bella. She got a huge pop. Obviously, she's from Canada, so she got a huge ovation. Raw ends up winning this elimination match with Bayley winning. I'm pretty sure she pinned Becky Lynch from what I remember. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy to see what happens after it, because after the match, Charlotte attacked Bayley. I'm guessing this is setting up their feud, and I hope it is for the women's title, because my girl Bayley definitely deserves a shot now. So yeah, Raw up 1-0 after that. Getting on the second match, The Miz versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Really good match, although I would have loved to see Ziggler versus Zayn. That would have been epic, but this match was all right for what we got. It could have gone either way. I really wasn't sure who was going to win this match, but I understood how it could go either way if Zayn won and if Miz won. I was going for Sami Zayn the entire time, so was Corporate Cappy. And of course, we were going to get some sort of interference from Maurice. It was going to happen. And we end up getting this basically like a screw job. She rings the bell as Miz is in a submission movie. He's not tapping. Sammy getting confused. And then Miz with the roll-up holding the tights for the win. So Miz retains. IC title stays on SmackDown. I'm happy with that too. But I guarantee you, Sami Zayn will be coming over to SmackDown eventually. We'll see what happens this week on Raw and SmackDown. We'll move on to the tag team elimination match. Enzo and Cass were definitely over in their entrance here. Definitely did some good promo work mentioning Drake and how Enzo's overalls were the cover of Drake's album. New Day with a good promo as well. As always, they're really, really over no matter where they go. This match ended up being really good. I loved it. Everything they did. There are a lot of good spots. Shocking elimination by the New Day, being the first Raw team out. That was crazy. A lot of people in my section were going nuts when that happened. I couldn't believe it. The last two teams end up being Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos, something I would have never have guessed. But good for the Usos. I love the new heel Usos. They're pretty good. I love the way they're booking them now. I love the ending too, throughout the entire ending. I loved it. Raw ends up winning again, so now Raw's up 2-0. And at this point, I'm going, my God, like SmackDown just getting buried. Like they basically got buried this entire pay-per-view. The SmackDown just... obviously Vince getting in here and going, we gotta make Raw the flagship show. It's gotta stay flagship. It's gotta be dominant. Yeah, whatever, Vince. So move on to the Cruiserweight title match. Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title. If Kalisto had won, he would have brought the Cruiserweight title over to SmackDown, which we all thought that was going to happen. But then I read some stuff out there that people said, it doesn't matter if Kendrick wins too, because the Cruiserweight's going over no matter what. The crowd was very dead though. I don't know how it was on TV. They weren't really into this match. The match wasn't really exciting itself. There's only one good spot where Kalisto gave the C4 to Brian Kendrick to the outside. If you guys didn't see it, go back and look at it. It was pretty cool, really well done. It looked clean to me. Kendrick ends up winning this match and retaining the Cruiserweight title, even though we know what the Cruiserweights are going to do. They're going over to 205 Live on the SmackDown. I don't know if it's considered to be on SmackDown because it's its own show after SmackDown. So I don't know. But we all know what's going to happen to the Cruiserweights. So Raw ends up winning this again. So because Kendrick represents Raw in this match. So Raw up 3-0. And I'm like, Jesus, Murphy. They could have at least had SmackDown win something in between. But already like Raw up 3-0. I'm like, it's over. Like it's done. Because we get into now the men's elimination match, which was unreal. And I thought something was up when it lasted this long. I'm like, why is this lasting so long? I'm looking at the time going, man, there's so much time left. Is Goldberg and Lesnar going to be 45 minutes? And we all know what happens in that. But the men's elimination match, unreal. Jericho was the most over out of everyone there, followed by AJ Styles, but Jericho got a massive pop. I hope it sounded the same on TV. It was just incredible how over he was. Shane O'Mac, crazy as ever. My God, man, that guy just puts it all on the line when he's out there. And we find out that he does get hurt. He first takes a table spot, which probably didn't help his the injury he has now. Does the off the turnbuckle spot onto the table, which was pretty cool to see live. Then we get the Shane trying to do coast to coast and getting speared out of fucking nowhere by Roman Reigns. And Shane was basically knocked out because I found out it was supposed to be a pin right there, but because Shane was so out of it, his arm was sticking up and the ref had to improvise and basically said Shane was unable to continue. So it was crazy. I found out that Shane was injured, and I saw the one spot in the match where Randy Orton went and told his family that he'd be okay, and I'm finding out today that Shane is okay, but he took a pretty bad spot there, so he's probably still shaking up from that. I love the point of the match in the Shield reunion. The crowd went nuts about that. There was a couple Roman Reigns fans in our section, and they're chirping us for booing Roman Reigns, like chirping, I guess, the arena because we were all booing Roman. But as soon as the Shield was starting to reunite at that one spot in the match, they're like, "Oh, now y'all cheering for Roman Reigns." Yup. Oh, it was great. Being in that wrestling atmosphere, like at an event, and being with the fans is completely different than talking about it with someone in real life. Being at an event is it's totally different feeling, and the atmosphere is just incredible. I love it. It's definitely another world. But yeah, the Shield reunion, loved it. Loved the Shield powerbomb. Unfortunately, it was to AJ Styles, but whatever. It was a good spot in the match. Unreal ending with the Wyatts and Orton looking strong as ever, and we had the return of Luke Harper into the match. So SmackDown winning that match, and it's all over anyways. It's 3-1 if you look at the Survivor Series score, but good for SmackDown winning that match. A lot of the crowd were chanting for Undertaker to come out. I don't think he would have. I don't think there's really a good spot in the match for him to come out, and I'm actually happy that he didn't. Whatever, it saved it from an already unreal match. So we get into the main event of the evening: Goldberg versus Lesnar. This is the most hype rematch I've ever seen. They put so much in this. It was on the cover of the chairs, the posters. I thought this was going to be an epic match. I'm looking at my phone going, my God, there's still like 40 minutes in the show left. This is going to be a crazy match. I was so pumped for this. I was expecting blood and just absolute carnage everywhere. Nope. We get a Goldberg squash match. I'm like, what? Me and Corporate Cappy lost our fucking minds, and so did everyone else. 1 minute and 23 seconds into the match, after 2 spears and a jackhammer, Goldberg beats Lesnar. Lesnar didn't even get one move in. He carried him to the turnbuckle, and Goldberg pushed him back. The match was shorter than Goldberg's entrance. Wow.